Hello everyone. Today we have a really fun collaboration. It's the Maru Liners, which is a product I absolutely love. And they of course have collaborated with Sanrio to have these great Sanrio characters. You know, the older I get, the sillier I feel putting out into the internet world my enthusiasm that I still somehow have for character products, but I really make an exception for Hello Kitty. I will always be happy to talk about Hello Kitty. She has been with me since the 80s. So for those of you who need a refresher on what the original Maru Liners look like, please hold, I shall show you. So here are some different colorways they have in these Maru Liners. You know, to just jog your memory, it's this great dot marker. You have control over how large you make the dot. You can also write with it. You can, actually write lines. So you can get anywhere from like a 1 millimeter to a 5 millimeter, maybe even a little more thickness with this, because it's this flexible dot. So instead of being a brush style nib, it's a dot style nib. I really like it. What they've done with this Sanrio collaboration is actually 10 new colors. So that's really exciting. But what I am going to do is show you some color comparisons so you really have an idea. Some of these colors, I would say the majority of them, do feel really new, and some of them feel a little similar to the existing lineup. So I just want to go over those new colors and how they compare. And then I want to talk a little bit about just kind of like why I like the Maru Liner. So yeah, it'll just be a little bit of a swatch and a product chat today. This set here that has like Hello Kitty in it, this is what they're calling like the drink set. The colors are inspired by drinks. We have apple tea, lemonade, green smoothie, blue cider, which that's weird, and blueberry juice. And then this other set, which features like little twin stars, My Melody, more great Sanrio character. They're calling this one the sweets set. So we've got really pretty colors: berry cream, custard, soda pop, nata de coco, which I believe is essentially coconut cream. I'm not 100% positive, and cotton candy. So let's go into some color comparisons here. Let me get a big old swatch pad for this. Okay, so let me put these here. So the first thing we're gonna do is apple tea. But the thing is, there really is no color in the existing lineup that's similar at all to apple tea. They just don't have a lot of warm colors like this in the original lineup. So here are, the original kind of like warm orangey colors. And I'll show you how it differs from almond, just to kind of give you an idea, but like really there's just nothing really compares. It's not, it's hardly even worth comparing this one because it's such a unique new color. Something I want to say about these is, so watch as and let me zoom in for this. So watch as I lay down dots for the apple tea. Now, one thing you're going to notice is, do you see how you get that heavy kind of like a blob in the middle? And the amazing thing about these is this totally disappears. So these blobs all existed on this original apple tea swatch, I promise you. And they eventually just meld into the whole dot and they go away, they disappear. So if you first go to swatch these and you notice these dots and you're like, oh, these are too wet, I don't like them, I promise you, it goes away. So there's your apple tea, and below it I'm gonna put your almond. Now you also, because the ink just really all melds together. You can double up, and it's such a nice, clean, non-bleeding ink, really. So you can make another layer on there and really build up the color if you want. So there, I did several layers so that we could get it a little darker, but you can see it's still very different. So this is the almond. You know what? I will write the colors so that we don't lose track of what we're swatching here. Now let's do lemonade. This one's a little bit easier to kind of a dupe with the original lineup. It's still, you know, pretty different because the lemonade color has a nice little bit of green in it. Not a lot, but a little bit. And you can see up here, it's already starting to kind of mesh those dots. So just like over time, while we're swatching, you're gonna see the older swatches and how they really just become a nice uniform dot. So there's your lemonade. I'm gonna swatch next to it the egg yolk. So let's swatch the egg yolk next to it. And then I'll do the standard yellow below it. It's so different though. These are both like so bright, you know, compared to the lemonade. So again, you're getting totally new colors here. So let's do lemonade, and then we did egg yolk here, and then we did just like, they call this one standard yellow, which is kind of a weird name, but there you go. Okay, and then moving on, let's do this nice green smoothie color. Okay, so here is our green smoothie. You know, and I should show you how you really can control the size of the dot. Okay, so there is our green smoothie. I'm gonna swatch that next to the green, like the straight up green they have. It's really the closest color, even though, again, different. And we'll put a couple layers on this one. So this is just the standard green color. And then we've got blue cider. Which is such a great bright color. I really like it. And we're going to swatch both the blue and the cerulean blue next to the blue cider. But first I have to find them. There must be these two. Okay, let's put the cerulean blue next to it. And then standard blue. If we do 2 layers of standard blue, you get somewhat close to the blue cider. Okay, and one more for this set. So the blueberry juice, which is a very pretty color. It's kind of a periwinkle. It's like a cross between a purple and a blue, really. It's, oh, I really like it. Blueberry juice. Might be one of my favorites. So blueberry juice, we are going to compare with the crocus. And you can see this one looks like it's gonna be kind of that same like blue purple cross. And it's really very similar. Of all of the swatching we've done so far, I feel like this has sort of like come out the most similar. It's still, you know, in person, the blueberry juice is a little more purple. The crocus is a little more blue. So you can, at least in person, see that they're different, but very close, this one. And as you can see, those sort of like middle blobs mostly, you know, disappeared in these first ones. And they'll just keep getting better and better until you end up with this very uniform dot look. The next set, the dessert set, more really pretty colors here. The berry cream, my melody gets to be berry cream, which is excellent. I think I'm actually gonna go right here so it's not too far from your apple tea, so you can kind of see the difference. And I'll write what it is off to the side here. So this is our berry cream, and we are going to swatch that next to, let's do Florida Pink. You can already see how it compares to almond right there. But let's also do Florida Pink, which is lighter, but has a similar like tone. Is that the right word? Okay. Maybe I'm looking for the word hue. Okay. All right, so here is Florida Pink. This one layer is a very light, so I'm gonna give it another layer just so you can see that color a little better. So that is so it's really like a deep dark version of the Florida Pink in a way. I like those a lot. Okay. Custard. Let's do custard next, and it'll be right here by these yellows to the left, so that'll be nice. So, I mean, wouldn't you say it's closest to egg yolk? Or, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of in between lemonade and egg yolk. There really isn't another good yellow comparison to make. So we'll just leave it at that, and you can kind of see the ones over here to the left. Now let's do Soda Pop. Soda Pop is a really pretty, kind of like a pale blue-green. Do it down here. I very much like it. The ones I would compare it to would be like tourmaline or peacock, maybe apple green. Let's see. Tourmaline is one of my sort of like favorites from the original lineup. So we'll do that one here. So it's, yeah, tourmaline is probably the closest that we're gonna get to Soda Pop. It is a little lighter, has a little more blue, whereas Soda Pop comes at, you know, looks a little more green. Let's swatch the peacock. I'm gonna do another layer. This one is sort of like a really pretty green with a teeny bit of gray in it. And so it's like an earthy green. And I absolutely love it. Apple green, I'm going to swatch too, just so you can kind of see. Definitely the most sort of like brighter green of the bunch. All are, you know, 4 unique, different, beautiful shades of green. I feel like I need them all. All right, so just a couple more left to swatch. Hang in there with me. So we're gonna do, if I can find it, the Nata de Coco next. Now this one is very light. I don't know how well it's gonna show up on camera. So I am going to do another layer so that you get a better idea of the color, because it is a very pretty color, just quite light and icy blue. It's really pretty. Okay. I do not know why it's called Nata de Coco, but I love the little twin stars and I think it's really cute. So there is another really pale blue in the original lineup that we're gonna compare this to, and it is the French blue, which I have right here. And I'll probably do 2 layers of this one too. And Cotton Candy, the last one to swatch. But where is it? I'm just surrounded by, like, look at this. They're everywhere, and I don't know where the Cotton Candy one is. Where did it go? Okay, I've just figured out the Cotton Candy mystery, and it is a really weird thing. So basically, the Cotton Candy looks very purple. And I was expecting it to look more pink, just like barrel-wise. So I was like, where is this missing pink one? Okay, but it's this one. It's because we've got Kudomi in her Cotton Candy, and you'd think it's gonna come out more purple than it does. I think I'm gonna do another layer. It's really kind of a pink purple. So this one is the Cotton Candy, and let's see what we're gonna swatch next to this one. We're gonna do the peony and the powder pink next to this one. So where are those? Here's powder pink. Much more like a bright pink almost. Well, it's really a very good baby pink. And this one, you know, from the barrel, looks like it's gonna be a little bit more like Cotton Candy, the pinky purple. But I wanna do a side by side because I feel like, I mean, I think they coulda put a little more pink on this one. So this one's a little misleading barrel-wise. Okay, peony. Always digressing. And this one comes out quite pink. So, you know, just, they're all very different. Let me see if there's, I don't think there's another one. I mean, yeah, it's totally different than the crocus. What's this one? Maybe ice purple? That's a real light one if I ever. Yeah, I guess it's more like a dark ice purple. Because what if we do another layer of this? That is the closest we're getting to the cotton candy. So this one is ice purple. There is your desserts lineup. So all very gorgeous and new colors of dot liner. Let me zoom in here. I want to know what of these new colors you're most excited about. There's so many good ones. I'm really liking the warmth in berry cream and apple tea. But that blueberry juice is really hard to beat too. As always, if you have any questions or any comments about the dot liner, please leave them below. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.